excited to share Ink with everybody today. It's a software as a service platform that really lets you write and rank in real time. And so without further ado, I want to hand it to Alexander, one of my partners in Ink, who's going to kind of give you a live demo of Ink. And then we'll also share information around the affiliate program, so everybody knows here the kind of the compensation in place as they help us grow Ink throughout the world. Alexander.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here today and watching our demo and hearing us out. So our mission at Ink is to help the world communicate with purpose. And when you think of purpose, you may be surprised to find out, or maybe you know this already, but did you know that more than 90% of content created will never be found by people? We have a joke running in the SEO industry that's saying is the best place to bury a dead body is on the second page of Google, because nobody ever looks there, right? But we're living in a world where so much content is created, so much noise is created, right? That it becomes harder to stand out. You want to write about something? Well, somebody else already probably wrote about it. Well, guess what? Maybe 1,000 people already wrote about it. And you want your content to get found, be engaging, and convert, right? And so that's the challenge. And this is where we come into play. We build natural language optimization technology, proprietary AI, to help understand what makes those competitors outrank everybody else. What about them makes that content engaging? How to make that content pop? So we help with optimization of content, but we also cut down the time it takes to create content. I'm going to start a demo right now where I'm going to show you how our software product works and combines AI generation with optimization. All right, you guys ready? Excited?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? All right, let's do this. All right, I'm sharing my screen. And let me know if you can see this.
I see heading, and then it says right here.
All right, so what you're looking at is a writing software. I can just write in here. You have all your headings and paragraphs and everything. You've got your file, import, export, save, everything you'd expect in an editor, right? Now, I've taken the liberty before this meeting to already preload Ink with a keyword that people may want to look for in Google. Let's say we want to write an article about making the most of networking at a conference. I figured this is a referral network. You guys like networking? So I picked this keyword. I hope you guys are interested in that. So absolutely. Maybe this is an article on your site or something like it, but you can really just add whatever keyword it is that you want. And okay, so with that out of the way, I've already preloaded it, which means that I entered the keyword, hit enter, waited 20 seconds. And in that process, it read all of the content online about that topic. It analyzed your competitors and what made them work. And so all of that happened in the background. So I'm ready to go. So what I'll do now is I'll just go into the heading, for example, and I'll click on this magic button down here. It says AI Write. And what that button is going to do is going to use natural language generation, artificial intelligence, to write a headline that matches my keyword. It also read the competition, so it knows how to write a relevant headline. So I'm going to do that now. My hands are right up in the air. I'm not, okay. So how to harness the power of networking at conferences. And like right away, I've got, I think, a pretty good headline, but I can actually check how good the headline is by going into my headline optimization and looking at this other AI we developed, which is really interesting for marketers. It's called emotional intelligence. And what that does is it uses proprietary technology to figure out the emotions that people want to click on for any given key phrase in the world. So whether you're running ads or trying to sell something or persuade people, for every key phrase, for every topic, there are certain emotions that people are looking to satisfy. And so when I click on this, we can see that curiosity is the dominating emotion here that you need to satisfy. Moreover, it's going to show you the exact type of words you might use in your headline or your text to create more engagement. This is very different than power words. And power words are things like amazing, wonderful, great, best. And we all got tired of those, right? People recognize that as spam. What this does instead is that every search has unique words that are like magic. If you use those words for that search, for that topic, people want to click on it. And what Ink does is it uncovers that for you, so you know exactly how to write an article that will, a headline that will get clicks. So curiosity here is number one. The secondary emotion is greed. And it instantly recognizes that harnessing the power of is such a word. And you can also see the greed words that competitors are using to get clicks in this niche. And you can also see trust words. And this is the trusted referral network. So I am assuming that you guys have a really good term right there. So with that said, I could actually use Ink to regenerate a few more headlines, but we only have 15 minutes, so I will be brief and move on. So I did mark my Skype as do not disturb, but I keep getting notifications. So Gary, I'm turning it completely off. If you need me, just make a funny face and wave your hands or something.
You could always chat.
So I'm moving my cursor now to the intro paragraph section, and Ink automatically will learn from that you're trying to write an intro paragraph. So let's just click the magic button here and let's have it write something for me. All right, so it's not the holistic networking Derek, but let's say the co-founder of Ink, Alexander de Ritter. But you know what? Let's say the co-founder of the most amazing company, Michael Bendit, shares 5%. And so here you're going to learn 5 tips for mastering the process of networking at conferences. I like that. That's a really good hook. So what I want to do now is I want to create an outline for my article, because, you know, I want to save time with research. So I'm going to click on this sidebar here. And here you can find over 50 AI tools that can help you create anything from Facebook ads to product descriptions to ideate business names. But one of my favorite here is blog outline. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my title in here, and I'm going to have I'm going to take this here and as a concept for my article. I want 5 tips for mastering the process of networking at conferences. That's what I want my article to be about. So I'm going to click create, and AI is going to create a number of outlines for me, fully automated. So over here, I say here, use the events. Okay. Giving a presentation. Okay. Talking to people, reaching out. I like this one. So I'm going to just click this button here and push it. And there you go. It's entered into my article. I now have an outline. I'm going to, there's a lot of really cool tools here to discover, but we only have 15 minutes. So I will skip that. You can download Ink and play with it for yourself. So what I can do now is I'm going to go really fast now for a little bit, and I'm not going to regenerate text or edit it until I'm happy. Again, for time considerations, I'm just going to click AI. So look here, start planning your schedule early on at the conference. Again, this goes back to making sure you're doing what's important for you. If you're networking with people in the area and an area that's important to you, then you should be networking with them all day. For example, you may decide to only talk to people in finance in the morning, people in marketing in the afternoon, etc. This allows you to avoid catching up on emails, tying up conference space, and getting distracted. If I wanted to write another one, I would just ask AI to come up with another idea until I'm happy. I can then also edit that. So as I did this, you can see the article score is going up. And so this is a patented AI score that essentially is like a psychiatrist for you and Google. It interviews Google for you, and it finds out all of the issues it has with your content, so you don't have to go to therapy. And then it will tell you how it can make that relationship with you and your content in Google better. So it will show you with word tasks and document tasks and other tasks exactly how to make that better. And what's really neat about the score is when you reach over 90%, let's say, then you are proven to be 450% more likely to be on the first page of Google. We actually open sourced our study with all our data that has that proof. So I'm going to now just quickly fill this article out a little bit. I'm just letting AI do some writing for me. And as you see, as I'm letting AI write, the idea is really that you're a bit more involved than this. You're going to see the ink score is going to be recalculating on a steady basis. And yeah, this is going to refresh in a second because it's all the time updating. What you're going to see is that you can, here you go. We got already an article that's 74%. 80% is kind of the baseline for us. We don't publish anything that's under 80. And at 90%, it's like it's ready to go. And we know it's going to have a good chance at it. Now, what's really cool about our tasks is that we show exactly how to rank for it. We show your potential for improving your article. We show you what the competitors are writing about. We even show you what topics they are using that you are not in your article that are very prominent. So you don't have to go and do all that manual research. And we know that because at our SEO agency, we are doing SEO for Fortune 100 companies. And we've used the same techniques manually for years to drive as much as 24 million people a year more to their sites than before we got started. And we know that takes a lot of time manually to do. So as I'm looking at here, I'm looking at opportunities, cover topics, and in process. You can see by color code here, which ones are complete, which ones are in process, and which ones are still opportunities to improve relevance of your article. So no networking article can be complete without maybe mentioning getting their LinkedIn so you can follow up later. So let's click on that. And here you can see all of the competing articles that have mentioned LinkedIn in their article and how they mentioned it. If you wanted to include that in your article, then you could just click here and it's going to quote that for you. Now you can start selecting some of these sentences and you can use our AI to rewrite them, expand it, or shorten to make this text your own, or you can manually rewrite the idea that includes LinkedIn as a topic. And that will help you become very relevant for your article. We also have word task. It will show you exactly how long your article should be to win at Google. It will also show you hard to read sentences. And you can even just select those and say to the AI, hey, why don't you simplify that for me? And it's going to shrink that sentence. And then what's going to happen is it automatically solves that task. What happens if your article is too hard to read for this particular keyword audience? People stop reading and start skimming. That results in lower time on page. That results in lower quality score in Google. That results in lower rank. So what we're helping is helping you engage better with your audience. We do that by analyzing the style of writing, the length of writing, the writing difficulty, and also how relevant the article is to satisfy the user's intent. And
we only have 1 minute and 20 seconds left for the 15 minutes, but this is really interesting. So
I will wrap it up. You have metadata, meta titles. You have images as well. Let's do real conference. Here you go. And just so you guys know, there is an affiliate program on our site. You can go to inkforall.com/affiliate program. I will paste it in chat. And on all of our accounts, all of our signups that you get once you're in the affiliate program, you're going to get 30% for the lifetime of that customer. So we have a really awesome affiliate program. We also have a customer success manager, Brooke. And so Gary is going to be happy to introduce you. When you apply for that affiliate program or send it to your networks who want to be affiliates, you will get all the support you need to get up and running. And I hope this was a fun demo for you guys and will help you to dominate the SERPs.
And Alexander, I just wanted to help field a couple of questions that were in the chat. So we did put a link to the site in chat, inkforall.com. So you can go there, you can sign up and give it a test drive. and then also the link for the referral program, which you can sign up. You're connected with Brooke Love, who's in charge of customer success. She can do any training and demos that are needed, and then also make sure that you're well equipped to kind of share this with your sales network. One of the questions in the chat, Alexander, was, are you using an AI writing API?
Yeah, we have our own API internally. We use the state of the art, the best available in the world right now commercially is OpenAI's models. We use that in combination with our own proprietary models. So those models are often made on massive data collections that we have created over the years, and that we have fine-tuned models that are very specific to certain type of actions.
Excellent. Mike, I don't know if there's any other questions, or if people have any, just want to speak up at all. I think we captured the ones that were in the chat.
The link that you provided was inkforall.com/affiliate program, and then there's a referrer. Do you want the referrer in there or no?
Actually, just the bottom link, you don't need that. And by the way, inkforall.com, in the footer, you can find the link to the affiliate program.
Okay, so just take off the, okay.
Very easy to find.
Wonderful.
It's also easy to apply. There's a link there. You can fill out the application and you can say that it's, for example, via Gary or via the Trusted Referral Network, and we'll recognize you guys, and we'll fast track you for approval.
Wonderful, wonderful. So this was great, fascinating. I'm not, I can't say that I'm an expert in this area, but I have looked at one other AI-based writing tool, and this blows it away. So really, really powerful. And the language is always, actually, it wasn't that awkward. It was a little awkward, but I guess you could always, clean it up with your own style.
It also adapts to your writing style. I took it to the extreme of very little human involvement, but if you wrote a little bit of your own article, it will also learn from your writing style and how to continue writing in that style for the parts you're missing. So it's great to load existing content up and then optimize it to get a higher score so that you can improve your visibility in search.
Okay. Well, I would need that thing that says, make it dad joke style. Does it have that? Little puns and things like that.
I could add a Ted Lasso AI to our key list.
We can put that on the product roadmap. I think one of the most important things is just not the ease of creating something, because that's incredible and amazing, but then the ability to know the potential of it to rank, run it through the scoring mechanism, improve it, and then publish it, and it's going to do extremely well. The AI writing components at the beginning is just to make that process so much easier.
Have you guys thought, about competing directly with Yoast, which is, the WordPress's, it's obviously, it does have some ranking capabilities and whatnot, but I think it's pretty well embedded because it's like the most widely used WordPress search engine optimization tool. But this would certainly blow it away. Of course, you'd have to build a plugin, a WordPress plugin. But
we have a basic WordPress plugin that lets you drag and drop your ink file to WordPress, and it will import everything. And unlike Yoast, we don't use like a one-size-fit-all rule for how many words you need to have. We actually look at the competition and we analyze it. So when Yoast is going to give you a green light and say your content is good, it's based on a handful of simple rules.
Right.
Like, is your article 300 words? We go way farther. So
it's clear that yours is a lot.
But we do have a WordPress plugin, and we're making it better all the time.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I would be happy to refer. So I think for me, I would say that the best people for this tool would be those content writers, the content strategists among us. Stacy, I know, does it for lawyers. And legal writing is a little bit different, but you could see how it could work for you. Bryce, I know, also does SEO. They've got some SEO tools. You've probably spoken to Bryce already.
Yeah, we're actually using this for one of our products. It's amazing.
Yeah. And awesome. And there's a couple of people in the group, and I know others who would be interested in learning about this. And and using it. Certainly some of the PR people in the group.
Yeah, and what's on the horizon for us? We're doing some exciting work later this year. We're going to also bring some of our technology outside of the downloadable writing software and going to bring it into a Chrome extension so that you have more AI writing capabilities right where you are. And we're also having a plan to extend our capabilities into Google Docs to help you with your collaboration and make Ink a seamless experience with your workflow.
Wow.
So exciting things coming your way. So
That's
for
great.
sure, stay in touch with us and follow us along because we're going places.
Absolutely. And what is the pricing model?
It's per seat right now. Right now, it's $35 for a user. We also have an unlimited plan at $99 a month for 3 users. And that includes all of the AI, all of the SEO, everything, all you can eat really. And it also includes all of the AI generation tools that we have both on our website and inside of in our software.
So it's $35 per user. Is that also unlimited or?
No, the $35 plan comes with 1,000 AI generation actions per month, which is over. You can generate over 50,000 words a month with that.
Okay.
Pricing is likely going to go up, which is good for affiliates because you get percentage commission in the future as we release new features. But it's a good time to get in and be grandfathered into that. So it's great. And there's also a bonus for people that signed up through your affiliate link. So they will.
Can I ask a quick question? How would you say your stuff compares to like Crawl IQ or ContentBot or these, or Fresh.io as an example, Phrase.io? Yes,
Phrase is actually a very good product. We have focused more on the content writer, as in the distraction-free writing experience. And we've also more focused on the AI content generation aspect of things. The other two I'm not too familiar with. I think that if you would compare Ink to the industry, you're basically getting Hemingway Pro, you're getting Yoast, an improved version of those, of course. You're getting something like Copy AI. You're getting something like Grammarly built in. We have a spelling and grammar checker. You get something like Surfer SEO, and you get long form writing like Conversion AI or Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis, exactly.
And then you get the headline optimization, but a better version than that Co-Schedules headline optimizer, which is $60 a month in itself. And you're getting over $300 in value if you added up all those products. It's basically everything a content creator would need to create the most amazing content without even needing to know SEO. So it makes it very easy for the content creator to just say, hey, amazing writer who does not know a lot about SEO, here's a keyword, and I need you to rank high with this article. And then the final important thing that is true for every other tool out there, content scoring can be done by just counting frequent keywords. You can score content based on that. But that is like modern day keyword stuffing. It's actually not a good practice. So what we have done is we created this is a difficult word, semantic model. Basically, we look at how relevant Google considers the content, and you can't fool it with keyword stuffing. It's extremely robust, and we've published a data science study related to that. It's very important to have confidence in your score. You know that your content is well optimized and good to go. So that work you spend and the investment you make in content has the best chance to perform.
Okay, Alexander, you froze for a second there. You're still frozen, I think. Oh, now you're up. Okay, you're back. All right, so let's move on. Thank you. This was great. Thank you, Alexander. Thank you, Gary. Really impressive. I recommend everybody go to the affiliate program, and if you do any of your own writing, consider trying it out. It's for $30 a month.
No brainer.
No brainer. $35 a month.
Yeah.
It seems like a no brainer. So, all right, why don't we just go around as we normally do? I will. Let's see. It's 5:33. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could give 3 minutes to everybody. That would work. just tell us, in this order. What I'll do is I'll drop. This is the order in which people showed up. Chat, everyone. Okay, so Audrey, Stacy, Ron, starting off, and I'm going to, if everybody else would put themselves on mute, because I go into the speaker mode so that the person who is speaking is the only one that shows up. So Audrey, please.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Because I'm not wearing my big headset today. Yay. Finally got the offer sold to myself. Woohoo. Anyway, hi. I'm the attorney of the group. I'm Audrey Glover-Dichter, and I focus on advertising, marketing, and promotions law. So I work with you, the creatives and the content writers and so on and so forth, in order to work with you to maintain the marketing campaigns legally compliant, regardless of what that may mean. Every campaign has different things. But especially if you're online, if you have websites or social media, I review not just for the Federal Trade Commission, but also it depends on what your product or your service is. It depends what other federal agencies may have to come in. State law issues also chime in to this issue. And of course, I review for intellectual property potential problems, like do you have the right licenses? Do you need the license? Do you need to file something? Privacy is very important, so I draft the privacy policies, terms and conditions, and the disclaimers, disclosures. Make sure you don't get yourself in trouble in English and Spanish. And of course, basically, I help you make sure that your marketing works for you, not against you, by reviewing your entire campaign in English and Spanish. Thank you. Any questions? Do I still have time? If anybody
You still have a minute or so. Any questions for Audrey?
No.
She cannot give legal advice here, I don't think. Or can she?
No, I can't give legal advice here. But here's my information, and that's my Calendly link also. And if anybody wants to, just have a quick chat, get to know each other, if I don't know you already. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, because the whole point of me being here is to help out being legally compliant. And I'm sure as many of you know, if not all of you already know, that unfortunately businesses don't know what they don't know. And unfortunately, in this particular situation, what they don't know can and will hurt them. And they may not even know that they're doing something wrong until they either get sued or get a warning letter from the Federal Trade Commission or one of the AG's office and from one of the states. So again, it really does matter to tell your client they need to be compliant.
So I had a question to perhaps Gary and Alexander. That when you grabbed that image, did you determine whether or not it was a free license?
Copyrighted?
Yeah.
That's an integration. That's an integration with Upsplash, a partner. And so they're curating the images. We've integrated that in the platform, so they're all royalty free.
Oh, cool. Okay. Very good. That would be something, to, I don't know, highlight or promote, obviously, so people aren't worried that they have to.
Yeah, because that's something that I review to make sure you're not downloading whatever from the internet that's going to get you sued. Did you guys see the case against Instagram a couple weeks ago?
No.
No? Oh, it's a must read.
You'll put the link in the chat.
Okay.
Stacy, you are up. Thank you. Stacy, you're on mute. Can you
My name is Stacy Mathis, and I own a website called Legal Copywriting Central, and we create marketing copy and advertising copy for lawyers and for companies, legal vending companies that sell or companies that sell legal products and services to non-lawyers as well as lawyers. We had a very productive Columbus Day weekend. We added 5 sorry, we added how many? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 people to our team. So we've got 2 more lawyers, and we've got 1 law student and a legal copywriter that we've added. So that allows us to do a lot more blogging, which is something we wanted to get into. So we're doing that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So would this tool, Ink, be helpful to you, do you think?
It would be helpful to me for my marketing, definitely, because I don't always have the time to craft blog posts and content for my marketing for my company. So yeah, it would I'm definitely going to look into it.
But not for your clients, you're saying?
Maybe, but it would have to, law is a funny thing. You have to really know what you can't, fudge your way through that. It's got to be, very, as well, Audrey can tell you, you've got to know what you're talking about. And I wouldn't trust, not yet, an AI tool, because then I'd have to hire Audrey. So
you could try it out and see how it works.
Yeah,
right,
but definitely for myself.
All right. Sounds good. Any questions for Stacy while she still has a minute?
Yeah, I have a question. Hi, Stacy. So can I ask you, how do you integrate with or compete with, the firm's, marketing department or their SEO folks and so on?
Well, I don't compete with them. I go to them and use them, and they use me rather as part of their writing arm, as a writing arm, or, I have digital agencies that I work with. So yeah, I mean, it's like anything else. There aren't a whole lot of legal copywriters. So yeah, I am, those are, if I had to say my competition, I guess they would be, but, they use me also. So it's not really, hasn't really hurt my business. So I don't know if that answers your question, but.
No, that helps. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, even large firms, I mean, they may have a marketing department, but they don't always have in-house, marketing writers.
Right.
Okay, Ron Hubster, you're up. Ron, are you still with us? Oh, Ron may have jumped. Okay. Maya.
Hi, I'm Maria Trandopoulos. Thank you so much, Michael, for telling me about the group, and excited to meet everyone for the first time. My company is Square, and what we do is we consult for new products or digital platforms, the development of them, usually at an enterprise scale. Right now, we're working for Tapestry, which is Coach, Stuart Weitzman, and Kate Spade. So we've developed the platform for a new design system for them. So we're on the creative side, design related. Also do design operations, consulting, helping large organizations get their design teams working together, working across systems, evaluate the proper tools that a team should have. So really love the tool that was demoed today. That's really fantastic. And we usually work with large organizations, but have also worked with startups, helping them understand what's most important from the design perspective, from product perspective, working with the right systems to get them off the ground.
So is it the focus is design and creative operations?
Yes. So I can place teams in an organization. So right now we have we started with 4 people over at Tapestry, 2 designers and a researcher, and myself working to evaluate what they needed for the implementation of a new UX team. So we started out with 3 people and are now at 26 people. So help them with all of the systems and the workflow and the tools they needed to get that team up and running.
So those are your people, or they hired them?
So I have just a small portion of those, just 4 people, but they also use their own recruiting teams to get other folks on board as well.
Okay. Oh, so you help with the recruiting.
Yeah.
Very cool. Sounds good. And any questions for Maria? And Maria, you're not a member yet, right?
No,
Okay.
so my first meeting.
Right, absolutely. So feel free to come to more, or just if you have any questions, reach out to me.
Great, will do. Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. And Ron Hubster is back.
My apologies. My internet went down, which was surprising.
You're up. So 3 minutes.
What do you want to know?
Just everything about Ron Hubster and what you do, and
all around great guy. That's all you need to know. Yeah, I run a sales and negotiation training consulting company, and we typically work with a lot of technology companies. So we're companies like Google, Oracle, ADP, DocuSign, just to name a few. If anybody's interested, you can download a complimentary copy of my book, Closing Time, right on our website. Got some nice recommendations. And if anybody's looking at it to accelerate sales and sales success with a repeatable system, that's what we do.
I may have a client for you, somebody who I used to just recently finished a job with. So
okay,
in tech, I mean, I know the CMO, but or the head of sales, but we'll see. And they're local too. Okay. And I know Ron's been doing this for quite some time. He's you have 2 books out, 3 books?
Just 1 book.
Just 1 book. Why do I think you had more than that? And you're based in New York and Florida. Are you still in both places?
Mostly in Florida these days. So right now I'm down in Florida.
All right. Well, there's at least 2 other people. One other person on this call. Audrey's in South Florida.
Nice.
Another person, Mark T-Ball, who's not on this call, is also based in South Florida. So you could have your own.
Where
little,
are you, Ron?
I'm in Boynton.
Oh, okay.
Where are you, Audrey?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, not far.
No.
Very cool. All right. So let us move on. Unless anybody have any questions for Ron?
Ron, what's your website?
www. Sales OG as an optimization group, or Original Gangster, if you want to give me a different image. So, and the book is, if you want to download the book, if you go under book, there'll be an option. And there's also free complimentary videos if people want to watch some videos, get some ideas.
Thank you.
And Ron and I go way back to business school and our first company, post-business school, Booz Allen and Hamilton.
I actually was going through some old photos, and I have a great photo of you, Michael, which I will share with you later.
Really? Wow. Yeah. I probably even had hair back then.
Always sharp looking. Always sharp looking.
You might have had some too. All right. Let's move on. Victor Lee, you're up.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, everybody. So I haven't known Ron quite as long, but if I'd known he was going to be on the call, I would have gotten the copy of my copy of his book, which I've read, and it's great. So we'll just, I just want to put that out there. So what I do is I'm basically, in keeping with the spotlight that we started this thing with, I'm basically a one-person affiliate marketing guy, right? So I work with a lot of different companies and leverage my network to find opportunities and then to find the other side of the transaction. So, for example, I was on the phone earlier with Rochelle, who couldn't be here today. She sends her apologies, Michael. She had a conflict, but she's helping me with a potential opportunity where I have a guy who does trivia events on Zoom calls. So as we know, not every Zoom call can be as interesting as the ones that Michael holds. So a lot of groups need help. And so this fellow whom I was introduced to by Rajiv, has essentially developed the protocols and processes to hold trivia events online. You can customize them. He said he's done 7 of them for Google. His other big client is Morgan Stanley. And they're fun. They're all, it's all about pop culture. And what's funny is nobody wants to admit that they like trivia, But then one of the, the biggest shows on television is Jeopardy, right? Which is nothing but trivia. And everybody likes to be in the know, right? So I think it's an interesting thing. And I think there's a lot of big opportunities coming up, especially as we get to the holidays. And all these companies are worried about, we're going to have a second year of holiday events on Zoom, and everybody's going to hate them. So certainly, so Rochelle had some great ideas, some folks that she's going to try to introduce us to. And if anybody else has any ideas, we'd be happy to chat about that. I've got enough, so the folks on this call, I have to say, have been really helpful, with earlier projects. Rajiv has introduced me to a bunch of folks. Jason has introduced me to a bunch of folks. And then also, so especially for the folks on this call who do kind of offbeat things, I've been trying to find opportunities for them. So I've brought some folks to Bryce. Rajiv and I are chasing a few folks we found for reputation repair. I really like the Inkforall, even though it's going to put all my journalist friends out of work. But in the meantime, hey, maybe we can make some money, right? So I think those are the kinds of opportunities I'm looking for. So one is, trivia events on Zoom. I have another one where we're doing environmental scenting. So where there are actual live events, I have a gentleman who produces the right scent. He does doctor's offices, dental offices, lawyers' offices, co-working spaces. And he actually did, I think last week, there was a big cannabis exhibit in the city called the Stone Age, of course. And he provided the scent for that. Although I don't know why they had to pay him, because they could just hire some kid to go in there with a joint and they could have provided a scent. But anyway, I think most of you I've met and spoken to, others I haven't. Would love to get together and see, what you're up to, how I can be helpful, and maybe how our networks can mesh together. Well, Michael also has been really great about introducing me to folks, and has really helped me surface a bunch of opportunities. And Ron, I'll reach out to you and I'll torture you with some of the same.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you for the plug as well.
Thanks.
Let's see, Victor. Rajiv, you're up.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, hi, everyone. My name is Rajiv. I work for R Square Media, a reputation repair company. We help clients if they're in the unfortunate predicament of receiving hate from haters online, which could take a variety of shapes. It could either be bad press on Google, or it could be harsh, horrible reviews on Google, Facebook, Amazon, etc. Places where people can vent, I guess. So we help clients by deleting, yes, you heard me, deleting stuff from all these reviews or bad press from the relevant platforms. Recently, we've also got requests to have private information be deleted from certain sites on Google, like Truth Finder, People Finder, Radaris, etc. Usually people don't want their information floating all around because it could potentially lead to identity theft. And to mitigate against that, especially if the person is private and wants to stay that way, they usually ask us to take care of that. Recently, we had a very interesting case where there was this person that was in the job market looking for a job, actually got an offer. It was a high six-figure offer. And the company retracted that offer because they thought she was a criminal, because when they Googled her, they saw her doppelganger show up on Google on page one, and it was somebody that looked like her. They were both blonde and who had the same first name, different last name, but same first name. And they thought that, oh, this person is a criminal, so you're a criminal, so I'm taking away the job offer. And she then hurriedly asked us to get that stuff deleted so that she could go back to the company and say, hey, that's not me. Google me again and you'll see it. So that's, again, another example. It seems a little benign, but these are also the ways in which we help clients. My ask is for introductions to sports and entertainment attorneys, as well as divorce attorneys. Usually, and I'm not saying that these attorneys have bad press, it's usually the clients that they represent may have bad press connected to them, or just maybe it's not bad press, maybe they want to be private and they just want their information deleted from Google. So regardless of what the use case is, we're there to help the attorney out, which will make the attorney look a lot better to the client, especially if they're bringing in a solution like this that alleviates the stress of the client. So that's my ask. And if I haven't met with you or haven't met with you recently, please reach out to me. I'd love to get better acquainted and see who I can send your way.
Thank you. Good timing. And Rajiv, I do have a divorce attorney that I can refer to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
And by the way, Roberto and I are working together already.
Is it because of the 3D modeling thing?
No, he does virtual events, but he also is a WordPress developer.
Oh, okay, nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. Jason, Cement, then Bryce, then me. Jason, you're up.
So I signed up for the affiliate thing, so I'm now officially on the Ink plan. So
thank you. I just got a great note from my head of customer success. She's really happy. So
there you go. But I'm as confused as those things behind you. So I want to talk about, I run an agency. We build websites and we do SEO and we do Facebook and advertising and boosting and blog creation and all that kind of stuff. But my other identity is something that Michael knows about, is a e-commerce platform called Adrecom. I'll put it into the chat. We figured out that we have bridged the gap between the cookie cutter environment of Shopify and Magento at the high end, which requires a huge investment usually because they're phasing out as much as they can the freeware version and forcing you to spend 30 grand on the annual license. And the challenge with the Shopify world is the minute that you start integrating a lot of plugins or you do things that are outside the box, Shopify becomes very not so compelling anymore. And we have a fully integrated system, sort of like what you did with Ink, where you started adding up all the things that you save money on. So you're not spending it on all those different add-ons like Grammarly. Adrecom has the same thing. There's no plugins that you need with WordPress or Shopify. Everything is self-contained. And from a technical standpoint, we seem to be able to deliver custom solutions at 20 cents on the dollar. So we're going live next week with a company that spent $500,000. That's not even 20 cents. We're building a whole solution with more than what they were going to get for 28 grand. So that's it. So if you have clients that are looking to go online without wanting to have a webmaster, for example, and not want to be in the business of technically dealing with a website, we have the staff to handle everything for them, including the marketing side. And I think I'm under my 3 minutes.
You definitely are. And I just brought a potential client to Adrecom.
Yes.
That's got a fairly complex need. They're a startup, so they're still looking at their entire IT stack and what they need. Bryce, you're up, and then I will go. We are down to the last 3 minutes, but Bryce, you're up. Bryce, are you still here? Bryce is no longer here. Okay. Oh wait, no, Bryce, you're there. I think I saw you. Bryce, you hear us? You're on mute. You're on mute, Bryce.
I think he said he was on another call, so he might still be on the.
All right. I see him speaking. All right, I will go. So as you know, my name is Michael Bendit, and besides running the Trusted Referral Network, I also have a company called Software Development Resources, where I am an independent rep for software development teams. And most of the work that I do, I should say the mix of work is mostly in marketing and startups, and sometimes in the intersection between the two. I have 10 teams, and the majority of the work to those teams is with my dual shore teams, those that have a few people here, but most of their resources are offshore. And the reason those are so popular is because the client gets the benefit, or most of the benefit, of the cost savings, bringing the cost from, let's say, $150 an hour, which is what a typical domestic developer would charge, down to, let's say, the $60 an hour range. and still not have to deal with the offshore issues, the time zone issues, the cultural differences, the language differences, et cetera. A lot of my business comes from relationships with digital marketing agencies that don't always have those resources in-house. They may have one or two programmers. Maybe they specialize in WordPress, but something unusual come across their transom. Maybe something that is a more complex e-commerce opportunity where Adrecom, which is in fact a client of mine, would be a better fit, or Magento would be a better fit. And I have teams that do Magento, again, a more complex but capable system than Shopify. And we also do mobile applications. The bread and butter is still content management systems, so WordPress and et cetera, e-commerce and mobile. Just to bring you up to speed a little bit, I am, as I mentioned before, developing a page on the site that will have a list of about 100 or so conferences, marketing conferences in a calendar. And I just completed, I think, the first round of, it turned out to be about 118 or so conferences up until like mid 2023. And of course, this meeting will also be on that calendar. So you can always go to that calendar and find this meeting. Bryce, even though we're at 6 p.m., why don't you take it away?
Thanks. I'll just be super quick today. Thanks everybody for having me as always. So usually I talk about marketing, but there's a project that I'm working on that I'm really passionate about. So I wanted to share it with everybody because there's an opportunity for everybody to make some money. So I'm just going to share my my screen really quick here. So this is a building. This is a 86 unit hotel built in Revelstoke recently this year. This took 18 days to construct. The total project time was 4.5 months. Something like this usually takes about a year and a half minimum. And so what this technology is essentially a factory built building. So they build the pieces in a factory, click it all together on site, then trades come in afterwards and click everything together. So I'm looking for real estate investors, real estate developers, landowners, real estate agents that deal with multifamily, anything like that. And so the way this works for anybody that wants to refer me some business, anybody that connects me with something that closes, 10 grand minimum for the introduction. And if they build any additional buildings with them, you get paid on the additional buildings as well. So anybody in the real estate development industry, construction, probably a good fit for this. The general metrics of this, 10 to 20% cheaper to actually build the building, 50% at least faster usually. So those are just kind of basic metrics. Thanks.
Yep. So it's all built in a factory, and then it's brought to it's up in Canada, correct? The factory?
Yeah, but there's so much demand in the States because I don't know if anybody knows this, but there's a huge labor crunch in construction because nobody wants to work in construction. If you can work from home, why would you do it, right? And so they're finding trades and people to actually build buildings, even though demand is continuing to go up, there isn't as much labor supply. So this is an actual solution to that because it increases the efficiency of your labor. So yeah. I'm working with Victor and a couple other people finding people for this. Yeah, there's a huge opportunity with this. It's going to be $1 billion company in a few years, guaranteed.
I may have a few people to introduce you to.
Cool. They were ready.
All right. Good. All right. Listen, thank you everybody for joining. I will be sending out the newsletter, of course, in a couple of days, probably over the weekend, with a link to the video of this call. And if you haven't already copied the chat, if you go to the chat on the bottom of your screen and click on 3 buttons which says more, you could save the chat. That's the first choice, and it will save it as a text file. So give you a minute to do that, and thank you everybody for joining, and have a good evening.